Hello, this is the Legacy School Sudan, Year 7 Geography Lesson 3 by Mr. Kim. As every lesson, you're going to be needing your geography textbook, workbook, copybook, atlas, pencil, eraser, and a sharpener. A quick review from last lesson. What are latitudes and longitudes? They are imaginary grid lines drawn around the world map. Longitudes go from north to south and latitudes from east to west. So have a look at the world map from your textbook here. What are the main lines of latitude? From north to south, you have the Arctic Circle, the Tropic of Cancer, the Equator, Tropic of Capricorn, the Antarctic Circle. And what is the main line of longitude? It is the prime meridian. Everybody have to learn this very well. You have to every time you asked for it, you need to know everything. Why do we use OS maps to investigate places? What does OS stand for? The Ordnance Survey. OS is the National Mapping Agency of the United Kingdom. So how did OS start? The name Ordnance Survey. Ordnance means military supplies, especially weapons, hints at how the organization began. As part of a military strategy mapping the Scottish Highlands following rebellion in 1745. You can watch the Ordnance Survey history, the video attached, okay, to your lesson. You have to have an idea about how they started. What does OS do? The OS produces maps at a range of scales for people and businesses who use maps in different ways. There's also another video attached to explain how what they do. Map scales. Today we're going to learn about the scales of maps. All maps are drawn to scale. Scales are needed to navigate maps correctly and give you an accurate understanding of distance. The scale of a map shows how much you would have to enlarge your map to get the actual size of the piece of land you're looking at. For example, your map has a scale of 1 to 25,000, which means that every 1 centimeter on the map represents 25,000 of those same units of measurement on the ground, so centimeters, right? For example, 250,000 centimeter equal 250 meters. So you're going to change it into meters if you want. Here are examples of different scales of maps. The first one, example 1, is 1 to 250,000 scale mapping. It shows roads but few other features, and this one is ideal for driving. Okay, all the roads are there. Example 2, this is 1 to 50,000 scale mapping with road and some other features for cycling and holidays. So this one is, shows a little bit more detail. Okay, example number 3, so this is scale 1 to 25,000 scale map, showing more paths and individual buildings with enough details for walking and MTB. Okay, example 4, so this is a very enlarged map. So this is the scale 1 to 1250, showing a small area, normally used for building and construction because it shows area up. Large scale versus small scale. Maps are made at different scales for different purposes. The 1 to 25,000 scale map is very useful for walking, but if you use it in a car, you will quickly drive off the edge. So this is a large scale map. On the other hand, maps at 1 to 250,000 scale, not the extra zero, this one 250,000, the first one was 25,000. So this one shows lots more area, but in far less detail. So this one is a small scale map. In terms, large scale and small scale are used to describe different scales. However, they can be confusing. Large scale maps, if you look at the bottom example, okay, to your left, this is a large scale map. They have a low number in the scale, such as 1 to 1,250. But the features are shown are large, right? And the opposite is true for the small scale map. They have a high number in the scale, such as 1 to 250,000, similar to the example 4, the map to your right at the bottom. the individual features shown are small. Okay, so high number in the scale means small scale. Okay, look at the maps below. How scales are shown on maps? So scales are shown on a map in three ways. You have they're shown as a line called linear scale, which is shown over here, as a statement scale, 1 centimeter equals 250 kilometers, or in words, and as a ratio, as scale of 1 to 50,000 means that one unit on the map represents 50,000 of the same unit on the ground. Okay.